सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Humble prostrations to one and all present here. In the last class, we were discussing about Punarjanma. So Bhagavan says, the one who attains me does not come back to this world. But what happens to those people who have not attained God? So that discussion was going on. What are the ways in which we can avoid Punarjanma? So people may think, maybe we can avoid Punarjanma by going to some world. So then Bhagavan says, Abrahma bhuvanalokaha punaravartino Arjuna. Arjuna, whichever world you go, you will have to come back, including Brahmaloka. Mamupetyatu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. But those people who attain me, there is no punarjanma for them. Now the second possibility which people might think is that when the world comes to an end, we can avoid Punarjanma. Because when world itself is not there, there is a question of being born in this world. So that question is answered in verse number 17, 18 and 19. So what does Bhagavan say? Arjuna, those people who know the day and night of Lord Brahma, Ahoratra vidaha janaha, they know this. What do they know? That the daytime of Lord Brahma is 1000 Chaturyuga. The night time of Lord Brahma is 1000 Chaturyuga. So this topic we had discussed in the last class. So what happens when Brahmaji goes to sleep? So that is what we had discussed in the last class as Naimittika Pralaya. When Lord Brahma goes to sleep, the whole creation from the manifest state, they go to unmanifest state. And when Lord Brahma wakes up, the whole creation in the unmanifest state, they come back to the manifest state. Avyaktat vyaktayas sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame ratriagame praliyante tatra eva avyakta sanyake. So the whole world comes from unmanifest to manifest when Brahmaji wakes up. The whole world goes from manifest to unmanifest when Lord Brahma sleeps. And this goes on and on and on. Bhuta gramasya evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratriagame avashaf partha prabhavati aharagame. So in the last class we had seen Lord Brahma's one daytime Daytime is 1000 Chaturyuga, night time is 1000 Chaturyuga. So his one full day of 24 hours is 2000 Chaturyugas. In this way, 365 days become 1 year of Brahmaji. In this way, the lifespan of Lord Brahma is 100 years. In Bhagavatam it is said, this 100 year of Lord Brahma with 2000 Chaturyugas of each day, this 100 years of Brahmaji's lifespan is just one wink of Mahavishnu. That means when Mahavishnu closes his eyes and opens, one Brahmaji is gone. The idea is Mahavishnu is imperishable, he is beyond time. Everything else is within time. Bhagavan is beyond time. That is the point. Okay. Now, all the beings, they helplessly shuttle between these two states, manifest and unmanifest. So here the term used is avashaha, helplessly. Helplessly beings come from the unmanifest to the manifest. Helplessly the beings go from the manifest to the unmanifest. Bhutva praliyati. Again and again they are born in this world. Helplessly they are born. So as far as rebirth is concerned, we have no choice. As far as death is concerned, we have no choice. So naturally a question may come, why is it that we are born? So the answer is, we are born in order to fulfill our unfulfilled desires. As long as we have worldly desires, so long we will keep coming to this world. Remember the BMI chart. Om, we. As long as we is there, vasanas are there, so long we will come back into this world of object, emotion, thoughts. As long as desires are there, we is there, so long we will take up a body, mind, intellect, and we will interact with the world. So worldly desires are the root cause. This world is like a womb. What does the womb do? The womb helps the child grow in the womb. And once the child is fully grown, the womb pushes out the child from the womb. But as long as the child is not fully grown, the womb will not allow the child to come out. In the same way, this world also. As long as we have not gained the highest knowledge, the knowledge of the self, as long as we have worldly desires, we will keep coming back to the world again and again. Worldly desires are an indication of the presence of ignorance. And it is this ignorance about the self which is forcing us to come back again and again to this world. That is the whole point here. So we cannot escape Punarjanma. The world will be there forever. This present world may get destroyed, but after some time again the present world will manifest itself. So therefore, to say that once the world gets destroyed, there will not be any Punarjanma for me, this logic will not hold good. Because Srishti Sthiti Laya, creation, sustenance, destruction, this is an ongoing process and this is an infinite process. This is the whole point. So therefore, we are left with no choice but to gain knowledge. Now, another topic of discussion we must take up here is, in that unmanifest state, which aspect of our personality is present? In the unmanifest state, can we say we are non-existent? No, we are not non-existent. We are existing in our Karana Sharira, causal body. At present, we have three bodies: the physical body, the Sthula Sharira, the subtle body, the Sukshma Sharira, the thoughts, desires, etc. And then the Karana Sharira, the causal body. So, three bodies we possess. All these topics will come in detail in Tattva Bodha. We all possess three bodies. At the time of death, the physical body is gone, the other two bodies remain. Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira remain after the physical death. So the death of the physical body is not called Pralaya. In Pralaya, either in Prakrita Pralaya or Naimittika Pralaya, what happens is even the Sukshma Sharira goes away. This is the difference. This is the difference between Pralaya and Marana. When the physical body dies, Sukshma Sharira remains, Karana Sharira remains, and again after some time we again get the physical body. We are born again. That is not called Pralaya. In Pralaya Avastha, even the Sukshma Sharira goes away, there is only Karana Sharira which remains. And what is this Karana Sharira? Karana means cause. That which is the cause of Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira is called Karana Sharira. That which brings forth the existence of Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira, because it is a cause, because it is a Karana, it is called as Karana Sharira. It is basically avidya, ignorance of the self. It is only this Karana Sharira which is present during Pralaya Avastha. Exactly like sleep. In deep sleep, what is present? Only Karana Sharira is present. So it is from this Karana Sharira that creation emerges. Our Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira emerges when the world emerges during creation. So as long as Karana Sharira is not destroyed, our existence will continue as Jivatmas. Rebirth and redeath, birth-death cycle will continue as long as Karana Sharira is present. As long as seed is present, the tree will emerge. So what we have to do? We will have to roast the seed in the fire of knowledge. This is the direction in which the discussion is progressing. As long as the seed is there, the manifestation will continue. Birth-death cycle will continue. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam will continue. The only way to escape this birth-death cycle is to destroy the very cause, to destroy the very Karana Sharira. And since Karana Sharira is nothing but ignorance of the self, destruction of Karana Sharira means gaining the knowledge of the self. This is what the topic of discussion is from now on. Let us chant verse number 20. Parastasmatu bhavonyah avyakto vyaktat sanatanah yassa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. Parastasmatu bhavonyah avyakto vyaktat sanatanah yassa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. Now Bhagavan says, compared to this unmanifest state, there is another higher unmanifest state. Tasmat avyaktat paraha anyah sanatanaha avyaktaha. Compared to this unmanifest state, what is that unmanifest state? When the whole creation goes back to unmanifest, what is our condition then? We are in that Karana Sharira. So compared to this unmanifest state, where we are in the state of Karana Sharira, there is another unmanifest state which is higher, Paraha, and which is Sanatana, eternal. Why do you call it eternal? Saha sarveshu bhuteshu nachyatsu na vinashyati. That higher unmanifest state is never destroyed, even when all beings are destroyed. So now we have to define two unmanifest states. One is the lower unmanifest state, which is Karana Sharira. The other is the higher unmanifest state, which is the Supreme Self. Now, how are these two different? Both are unmanifest. What is the definition of unmanifest? That which cannot be known by the mind or the senses, that is called as unmanifest. That which we can never perceive through our sense organs. And that which cannot be known through the mind, that is called as unmanifest. So in this sense, Karana Sharira is unmanifest. Karana Sharira is unmanifest because it is subtler than the mind, subtler than the senses. That which is subtler cannot be grasped by the gross mind or the senses, and therefore it is unmanifest. Now it is called as lower unmanifest. So compared to this lower unmanifest Karana Sharira, there is a higher unmanifest Supreme Self. So this is the difference. Karana Sharira is perishable, whereas Supreme Self is imperishable. Now a question may come, why do we call Karana Sharira as perishable? Because even when the whole creation perishes, Karana Sharira is not perishing. The world may perish, but the Karana Sharira remains. The body may perish, but the Karana Sharira remains. Why is it called perishable? It is called perishable because the moment the knowledge of the self takes place, Karana Sharira is gone. Remember, Karana Sharira is nothing but ignorance of the self. And ignorance perishes when knowledge arises. So we cannot say Karana Sharira is imperishable. Remember, the fourth state of Pralaya was Atyantika Pralaya. So what are the four types of Pralaya? Nitya Pralaya, which is nothing but sleep. Naimittika Pralaya, which is when Lord Brahma goes to sleep. Prakrita Pralaya, which is when Lord Brahma's lifespan ends. And the last one is Atyantika Pralaya. This is when that Jivatma gains the knowledge of the self. At this time what happens? Even the Karana Sharira also dissolves. So therefore, the lower unmanifest self, which is Karana Sharira, it is perishable. It perishes with the emergence of knowledge. Whereas the Supreme Self, it is imperishable. So our attention is directed towards the Supreme Self now. Both are unmanifest, but there is a difference. Karana Sharira is perishable. Supreme Self, the pure consciousness, is imperishable. Only when we know ourselves as this imperishable, eternal consciousness, only then Punarjanma can be avoided. This is the topic. What is the nature of the Supreme Self? Verse number 21. Avyaktokshara ityukto ityuktah tamahuh paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mama avyaktoksara ityuktah tamahuh paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. This avyakta, this higher unmanifest state, this pure consciousness, this supreme self, it is aksharaha, imperishable. Remember, the chapter began aksharam brahma paramam. If you remember the definition of Brahman, it is defined as supremely imperishable. That very same Brahman is defined again as the unmanifest self. Avyaktaha aksharaha ityuktaha. It is said to be imperishable. Tam ahuf paramam gatim. That is considered to be the highest state. Paramam gatim, supreme state. Yam prapya na nivartante. Reaching which there is no comeback, there is no rebirth, there is no punarjanma. Tad dhama paramam mama. Tat paramam dhama. Tad dhama paramam mama. That supreme abode, that is my abode. Bhagavan says that supreme self is my abode. Now here please understand, Bhagavan is not different from his abode. These are some of the misconceptions that can come into the mind. Just like I am different from my abode, in the same way Bhagavan may be different from his abode. There may be some house where he is staying. So therefore, tad dhama paramam mama means what? That is my supreme abode. Oh, so Bhagavan, you are different from your abode? Please don't misunderstand this. Bhagavan is same as his abode. And that Bhagavan is none other than our supreme self. And that is the highest state to be attained. And what is that state? It is akshara, imperishable. It is sanatana, eternal. The point of discussion is, once a person knows one's own self, once a person gains self-knowledge, there is no coming back. This is the point. Now Bhagavan, will you please tell us how to gain you? So that is verse number 22. This is again a repetition of whatever has been said earlier. Purushassa paraf partha, Purushassa paraf partha, bhaktya labhyastvananyaya, yasyantasthani bhutani, yena sarvamidam tatam. Purushassa paraf partha, bhaktya labhyastvananyaya, yasyantasthani bhutani, yena sarvamidam tatam. Sa paraf purushaha bhaktya labhyaha. That supreme being, which is the supreme self, which is Bhagavan himself, which is the very I in us, which is the very consciousness in us. How to gain that? Labhyaha. It is definitely possible to gain. How? Ananyaya bhaktya. By single pointed, unwavering devotion, we can definitely attain this self. The law is very simple. Whatever we desire sincerely from the depth of our heart, we gain it. Whether it is God or whether it is world. So, with the same logic, if we can have ananya bhakti, single pointed devotion, unwavering love for God, unwaveringly, when we value God, when we sincerely seek God, desire God, then naturally we gain God also. And that God is the Supreme Self in us. And who is this Self? Yasya antasthani bhutani. This God, where is He? Antasthani bhutani. He is there inside all of us, in all beings, as the very Self in us, as the very I in us. Yasya antasthani bhutani yena sarvam idam tatam. That by which everything is pervaded. So He is not only in me, He is there in the whole world. He Himself pervades the whole world. In short, He is everywhere. To understand this, take the example of dream. So where am I, the waker in the dream? So the dreamer is also waker only. The whole world is also a waker only. The whole world is nothing but a projection upon the dreaming mind. So therefore there is nothing but the waker. The waker misunderstood as the dreamer, misunderstood as the dream world. It is waker himself who has become the dream world. It is the waker himself who has become the dreamer also. So actually speaking, there is nothing other than the waker. So in the same way here also, yasyantasthani bhutani yena sarvamidam tatam. So how to gain that Supreme Self? There is only one way. Ananya Bhakti is the way. Single pointed devotion is the way. Now a new topic begins. And the content of the new topic is, Arjuna, there is one rare exception where a person is neither liberated nor has this person, nor will this person come back to the world. It's a very rare thing. If a person is not liberated, he has to come back to the world. But here is a rare exception where this person is not liberated also. And at the same time, he doesn't come back to this world also. So what is that rare exception? That we will see in our next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.